You can't ask someone for their time and ask them to come to speak to you and then not come prepared. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Reni. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. On my channel, I make content about financial literacy, career development, and lifestyle. So if any of those topics are something that you like to watch, feel free to hit that subscribe button and join the family. I think we have about 13,000 people here right now. Such a big community. I'm so grateful and I hope that we can continue to grow. So if you want to join it, just, hit that subscribe button down below. As you can see by the title, today's video is all about career and I'm going to be talking about coffee chats. If you watch my channel for a while, you know that I talk about career quite a bit. And one thing I talk about is that networking is amazing. Like networking helps you grow your network, obviously, and it allows you to get job opportunities. And one thing I always suggest for people who are trying to get a new job is to start doing coffee chats with people in their industry. One thing that you guys are doing though is you're going for coffee chats and you are not doing them correctly. You all are wasting people's time in these coffee chats, and I want to make sure that we're not doing that anymore because it's rude. It's actually rude. So in this video, I'm gonna outline what you should do in a coffee chat and some key questions to ask and how you should format this coffee chat. I also should probably do a video about how to actually ask someone else for a coffee chat, because the way some of you have been asking me for coffee chats lately, it's unacceptable. So if you want me to do a video about the way to approach someone for a coffee chat, I can also do that. Just let me know down below and I can do it if that's something that interests you. So let's start off with the coffee chat. You wanna book a 15 to 30-minute coffee chat with someone. And for the purposes of this video, we're gonna assume that all coffee chats are virtual because a lot of people are working remote. So you're probably not gonna meet up with someone, but you're gonna ask for a virtual coffee chat. Once you ask for that virtual coffee chat, I need you to be on your best behavior and come prepared to this meeting, okay? A lot of you are not prepared for these meetings and that's the problem. You can't ask someone for their time and ask them to come to speak to you and then not come prepared. Where they do that at? Like that doesn't work. That does not work. That makes zero sense. So please, if you are someone who is going to be reaching out to people and you're asking them for coffee chats, you want to make sure you are prepared. You want to make sure you come on time. Those are the key things. And you want to make sure you are respectful of their time once you are in that coffee chat. Again, I know that you are adding value to them and they're adding value to you, but again, you are the one who reached out to them, so be respectful and be courteous of their time. So say your coffee chat starts at 2 p.m. and you're meeting with a marketing manager who works at a bank in Canada, okay? And you're trying to learn more because you want to get into that marketing manager role. What you need to do is first things first, we are going to start off our meeting by coming in on time, not early, not late, but coming on time. One thing that I don't like, a lot of people's schedules are really booked back to back to back to back. I don't need you to come into my meeting room 5 minutes early, 10 minutes early, 15 minutes early. It's not necessary. It's really just not necessary. If you're booking a meeting with someone, come on time. You're actually disturbing them. Honestly, if that person has lots to do and they get that notification that on Teams that you're in their meeting room, it's a little annoying. So please, just if it starts at 2, come at 2. 1:59 is acceptable, but don't come at 1:45. Don't come at 2:10. Come at 2. Okay? Okay, thank you. So once you come, the next thing you want to do is you want to introduce yourself. I find that a lot of people they just want to get right into the conversation. But I need you to act, I know it's a coffee chat, but you need to act as if they're still a person, because they are. So you want to talk to them as if you would talk to any other person. So we're going to start like this. Hi, thank you so much for joining the call. How are you? That is a key question. How are you? So many people forget to ask, how are you? They just will say hi and get into what they're talking about. Start off with hi, how are you? When they respond, so they say, I'm doing well, how are you? You respond back, okay? Simple, courteous etiquette. After you respond and you say, I'm doing well, ask them another question as an icebreaker. So I find that a lot of people will, again, go straight into the conversation, but here's your opportunity to just go into the go into the conversation, but by asking an icebreaker. So you can say, how are you liking working from home right now? Or you could say, oh, I saw that you have you traveled recently? I know we've been locked down for a while. Or you can say, how are you excited for summer? I know winter is finally done. Are you excited? These are a few questions that have nothing to do with the topic, but it's a way to build a conversation and start that communication flowing easily and naturally. You're breaking down the walls that they currently have. Again, a lot of people forget this step, but I want you to remember it in all of your coffee chats. Act as if they're a person. Speak to them as if you would speak to a friend. And then you go from there. Next step is to introduce yourself. So, hi, how are you, blah, blah, blah. And then you say, so just some background. I know we met on LinkedIn, but just some background. My name is Reni. I am a marketing manager at this organization, and I am currently working in this department. And then after you introduce yourself, you want to tell them the reason for why you got them on this call. For someone like me, I may get 10 requests for a coffee chat each week. If I accept all of those requests, to be honest, I probably don't remember what you said in your message to me. So you may assume that they remember what you initially reached out with, but they likely don't. So just assume that they remember nothing. You could say, I messaged you on LinkedIn and asked for this coffee chat, and I just wanted to tell you the reason why. I reached out because I wanted to XYZ. I wanted to learn more about your career at this organization. I am looking to go into marketing, and I want to do this, and I want to learn this. I recently applied for this job, and I want to know more about the organization that you work at. These are some things, but I find a lot of people get into coffee chats, they introduce themselves, and then we just don't know anything about why you actually wanted to reach out to, or why you're actually having this coffee chat. So again, start off by saying, hi, how are you? This is why I'm here, and this is what I want to talk to you about. And I'd love to hear more about you, so if you could introduce yourself, that would be great. You see the flow? It's like a natural conversation. You're not forcing anything. What you want to do, as I said, is ask about them. So again, you've introduced yourself, you set the pace, and now you're going to ask about them and ask the questions that you have for them. So for example, I know I've spoken about myself and introduced myself, but I'd love to give the floor to you and allow you to introduce yourself. That would be the next thing. After that, you start asking questions. So you, as a person who's asking for the coffee chat, should have a prepared list of questions that you're going to ask that person. Have them on your laptop, in your notes app, in your sticky note, whatever it is. Have those questions written down, but you do not have to follow them and answer every single question. What would be the ideal would be you ask one question and then they elaborate on the question, they answer the question, then you build off of what they just said and ask the next question. That way it's like a natural flowing conversation, okay? So an example of a question you could ask would be like, I am very excited in learning about a marketing manager role. Could you take me through the day-to-day activities that you do as a marketing manager? If they then list out the activities that they do, you can pinpoint one or two and then build upon that instead of just going into your next question. It shows that you're actually interested in what they're saying and you're not just reciting off a list of questions. Again, we're trying to bring the human aspect into this conversation. We're not just trying to read like we are a robot and read off a list from our notes. So I'm not going to go through a full list of questions that you can ask them. You should know this based on whatever topic you're trying to explore with them. But here are a few examples of the questions. So if you're talking to someone and you're trying to get into the company, you can ask questions like, what do you love about your company? How long have you been doing this? And what is your favorite thing about doing this? And if you're talking to a recruiter, you can ask, what do you typically look for in a candidate that you're hiring for this experience? Okay, so these are a few examples of questions that you could ask them. Make sure, if you want me to do a full video on questions, also leave that below. And if you've gotten this far, make sure you hit that like button, please. It lets me know that you actually like this content and you want to see more of it. So after you ask those questions to them, you want to then bring the call to an end. So we've introduced ourselves, we had that icebreaker, we've asked them the questions, they've asked us any questions we want, and now we are starting to end that call. So when you are trying to end that call, one thing I would say is make sure you're cognizant of their time. If you booked a 15-minute coffee chat, try to add all of those questions in the 15 minutes. These people are booked, they're busy, don't waste their time and go over what they have already allotted you. Be very cognizant of the time that they have allotted you. Next, when you're trying to exit, you want to express your gratitude. So you want to say, thank you so much for this chat. I really did enjoy speaking with you. I learned a lot from you. And another thing that you could ask them, and I always suggest this, is for them to to introduce you to other people who are in the industry that you want to get into. Obviously, this is dependent on what you're having the coffee chat for. But if you're having a coffee chat with someone because you want to, for example, you want to network with people in the marketing field, you want to then ask that person if they can introduce you to another person who you can have a coffee chat with. And the reason I say this is because introductions are powerful and they allow you to not have to reach out to everyone over and over and over. If someone else introduces you to someone, then it's much easier and they're more likely to respond than if you are just reaching out by yourself. So I would say, thank you so much for speaking with me and the opportunity to speak with you. I really did enjoy this and I learned a lot about the marketing manager role. I just wanted to know, would you be willing to introduce me to someone who is in the marketing field that you think would be a great person for me to learn more from? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. If you impress them. If you did not impress them, they are going to say no. But if you impress them, they will say yes. And then you say thank you again, and then you end the call from there. So have a great day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend, blah, 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 and you go from there. Well, the last thing that you need to do is you need to send a thank you note afterwards and a follow-up. So a lot of people don't do this and they don't say thank you to people for having a coffee chat with them, but I think it's common courtesy. Again, you're not paying this person for their time. They're doing this out of their own volition, so you want to go above and beyond to say thank you. So you can email them and say thank you so much for the opportunity to chat with you again. This is one thing that I learned and I'm going to take it away and apply it to my life. Again, I would love to be connected with anyone that you think would be beneficial for me to connect with. Remember, give them a little nudge because a lot of people will forget, especially if they're busy, and then say, have a great day, bye. Or if they ask for your resume, remember to send over your resume. Whatever it is, it depends on the situation. But again, expressing gratitude is very important because they did not have to give you their time. And yeah, I hope this was helpful. Now I'm just going to summarize it very quickly. First, introduce yourself. Second, ask an icebreaker. Third, introduce the reason for this meeting. Fourth, ask your questions. Fifth, ask for an introduction to other people. And sixth, you are going to send a thank you note. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, feel free to leave it a comment down below. Let me know that you like this video. Let me know what videos you want me to do next. Let me know everything. Whatever's on your mind, just leave it in the comment section below. And let me know, will you be going on a coffee chat? And if this is helpful after you go on your coffee chat, please leave it down below after. So go on your coffee chat. Tell me if this worked, and if it did work, come back and comment on this video. It always works for me. I've gone on hundreds of coffee chats, so I think it will work for you. And remember, always be authentic and be yourself when you're doing these conversations. So thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye.